Hello and welcome to Standing Room Only. Today we are exploring corporate alumni networks. My guest is Graham Wilson, founder of one of the UK's most successful network providers, corporate-alumni.info. Hello Graham.
Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me to make this short program with you. Where would you like to begin?
Well, perhaps a definition or two might help to begin with. I understand that a corporate alumni network is an environment in which people who used to work for a particular employer can keep in touch with one another. Can you say a little more?
Yes, of course. In the past, alumni networks were limited to occasional social gatherings. These days they can be far more vibrant online networks. The original ones tended to appeal to senior management members, and were most common in the professions, and in the manufacturing and automotive industries. Today, almost every mainstream professional services or knowledge-based firm has a corporate alumni network of some kind. Many of these focus on management and professional staff only, though the definition of a professional is wider than it used to be. The first internet-enabled networks were all created by former employees. They grew by word of mouth and couldn't be influenced by the firm. Over the last 5 to 10 years, more and more companies have begun to engage with these networks. In most cases, they provide the computer platform for them to run. Then they promote them to their existing and former staff as a benefit.
I don't really understand. Why do firms want to keep in touch with people who have left them?
Well, the two main advantages are in recruitment and new business. When they are told about new opportunities within the firm, former employees may apply for positions themselves, or point them out to friends and colleagues. This significantly reduces the cost of filling vacancies.
And what is this about new business?
Most people who leave a firm stay in the industry, but they rarely just go to a competitor. They often join, or create, smaller firms. These don't offer the full range of services that the original employer offered. Some are more highly specialized. So, alumni members are in a strong position to refer potential business to their original employer.
But surely, if someone has left us, they must hate us.
People leave jobs for a host of reasons. When they leave of their own accord, it is because the company can't meet the person's needs. These aren't simply financial, or to do with flexibility. Often there's a mismatch between what the employee sees as their potential and what opportunities the company can offer them. In a few cases there's a temporary resentment on the part of the leaver. Good human resources professionals pick this up in the leaving interview. Resentment is a part of grieving, and soon turns into other energies. Generally, people like this wait a while before joining an alumni network, by which time they will already be a good advocate for the firm.
Yes, okay, but what about when people become redundant?
Probably the worst aspect of an HR professional's life is making people redundant. We expect it will hurt them, and that they will hate us. In practice, when we break the news, they may be detached or angry. But, again, this is a natural stage in the process of separation. We often find that such people soon become our strongest advocates.
All right, you've almost persuaded me. But you're not saying that this is true of people who have been dismissed.
Every year, most large firms have a handful of people whose behavior has become unacceptable. Having gone through the proper processes, they dismiss them. Okay, a few of these are outright criminals. A few have fundamental issues with work or employment, but, for most, personal problems stop them approaching their work in a constructive way. Usually they recognize this was something to do with them, and may even look back with embarrassment. Most won't join an alumni network. Those that do, may see it as a way of trying to make amends.
Since the 1970s, the psychological contract of employment has been changing. An employee joined a firm expecting to work with them for life, and the employer expected that they would remain with them until they retired. This is no longer the case. Today, most people work for 3 companies in their 20s, and a further 1 or 2 in their 30s. At the same time, working hours, especially among professionals, have extended well beyond the contractual minimum. People have less time for hobbies, clubs, and weekday entertainments, and so they satisfy their social needs through their workplace. I guess these trends all make corporate alumni networks more likely.
Yes, that's right. Coupled with more people using the internet in their day-to-day lives, the exponential growth in use of social media sites, like Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and the fact that most jobs are created for, or at least given to, people we know and like, corporate alumni networks are an important ingredient in the mix.
Thank you, Graham. Given these trends, most savvy employers foster an alumni network to aid recruitment and provide a simple path for new business to reach them. They could leave the network to chance, but taking responsibility for it means they increase the possibility of both aspects working to their advantage. It doesn't take much to calculate the benefit of finding a recruit through the network, rather than using outside agents. Similarly, it's easy to see that a new client or even a major business stream will rapidly repay the cost of the network.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you. I hope that you've enjoyed our short interview, and will look for more information on Graham's website, www.corporate-alumni.info. Until next time, goodbye.